real intellectual. Sweet sister, you're still shaking. And your tragedy's never ending. The silver shoes you're wearing, everything that you've ever said. Sidewalks of your city, everything that you've ever played. Your comic book impersonations, reach the sender and bust the wheel.
Well, that went a little longer than I expected it to. Sorry about that. I had this sudden urge to do a bathroom break. So, I'm not against it. I still hold UFO. That's the band you were just listening to. I hold their live album, Strangers in the Night, from 1978, as one of the top 10 greatest live albums ever made. It's amazing. Front to back. And I'll honestly say I liked the edited version better than they digitally remastered it and put it out, but they put them in order of how they were played at the concert. And actually, when they did the initial release, it sounded much better. They just like you do with a studio album, they put the songs in order as to, back then there used to be an aesthetic with putting together studio albums, what would flow into the next and so on and so forth. And I think they did a better job than just completely releasing the whole concert without the flip of different songs. But hey, maybe it's just the fact that I enjoy the original, and it's a little bumpy when I listen to the well, not a remake, but the rebroadcast of it. So doing my dough. Here, let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and throw the link out. I only got a couple things to talk about tonight. So this might be a short night for what it's worth. I know that Miss Cadunt is in Partyville right now, Partyville, USA. So I'm saying there's probably about, if you're going with appearance as opposed to not appearance, it's about an 80-20 that she's not gonna show. And I don't have any problem with that. I will miss her, but like I said, she's in Party Town. So she gonna have fun tonight. Got to cut loose and unwind and just misspell the shit out of everything in the DMs. But it is a fortunate thing that I speak fluent Drunkenese. So I knew exactly what she was saying. And I'm okay with that. And I will say a hello to Gaming and Yelling. But I gotta say good morning to the chat first. Because I can hear Gaming and Yelling. He is not ninja. So, with that in mind, good morning, Turish. Good morning, Tyro. Good morning, Gaming and Yelling. Good morning, Alistair Mycroft. Good morning, Sparky. And let's flip it. There we go. How are you this morning, Gaming?
I'm okay.
Are you enjoying your Memorial Day?
Not yet. I usually prefer enjoying it, going up to a couple of veterans and saying thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. For those who are listening who are not on the not in the Americas, Memorial Day is a day where we choose to celebrate. Well, the easiest way to say it is people who served their country and died while in service, any branch of the armed forces. And I was not going to play like a Lee Greenwood song, but yeah, if you know somebody in your family, if you got friends who served, give them a pat on the back. Maybe if you're at the bar, buy them a shot. Let them know that you appreciate their service. And
I don't need a day to say that to a veteran.
yeah, I know, but if people, if it kind of slips their mind, Memorial Day is a good day to jog the noggin and have them, make it a point. Kind of like how Valentine's Day, you have to make it a point to tell the person that you're in a relationship with that you love them. Well, you don't have to give veterans chocolate. You can if you want, but I think just a pat on the back and a thank you would be appreciated. Well, yeah, and good morning to Ace of Skulls. Yeah, yeah, I mean, you can, I just have this thing where I don't dote on the dead. I'm grateful if they've done something, if they've contributed, especially if they use their life to make that contribution. But I think it's also important to let the ones know who came back that that their service meant something, because the dead can't hear. The only thing you can do is remember them.
That's why it's always better to do it while they're still alive.
Yeah, but then you'd be kind of a psychic, wouldn't you, if you knew who was going to die?
Well, you tell them
No,
before
okay.
anything.
Well, shit. You don't have to. You don't have to serve your country for the people closest to you to tell them that you love them. That's the thing. I tell my wife every day. I love you, and most of the time I mean it. Because good goddamn, can that woman go off the rails?
She's a woman. What do you expect?
Yeah. Hey Ace, I'll throw you out a link.
No, he's white and weird, and he's a veteran.
Yeah, I haven't talked in a little while, Ace. Fucker, if I can find you. Good God. Okay, we'll do it this way. Although I'm still curious as to whether or not Tyro's OCD is actually trying to solve the riddle that I gave him. Yeah. Because he's trying to figure out who's in the there we go. He's trying to figure out who's in the super secret DM.
Oh.
And I haven't told him, but I did send him a clue. So if he wants to work that clue, he will get an important piece of the pie. But he's got to figure out what the clue means. And I put it. It's on Tyro's feed. So if you see the part where he's starting to deduce it, if you guys want to help with the problem solving, you certainly can take a look at the riddle that I left. It's not super complex, but it's pretty decent.
Hey, Doc. Well, how come it smells like white trash in here?
It's because I joined and you never showed me those fucking titties. God
Yeah,
damn it,
I forgot. I'm sorry. I'll send them right now. Send them
okay,
right now.
thank you very
And
much,
welcome to the stream, Ace.
how you guys doing tonight?
Good, doing okay. The weird thing about Memorial Day, I used to be mad about it because it stopped mail delivery. And I've always thought that the post office, it's not a federal institution. Kind of like the Federal Reserve is not either.
Right.
So I'm like, you fuckers get these holidays off, and I don't think you deserve it because I deserve my mail. But I'm kind of okay with this if it gives somebody the availability to where they've got a day off, and they did have somebody who served in the military, and they want to go out and visit gravesite. I'm cool with that.
Okay, so what kind of irritates me when it comes to Memorial Day is people look at it as, the real big first day of summer where they have the cookout. They forget what it's about. And I completely understand where you guys were coming from, thank the veteran and whatnot. And like, if you guys came up to me, me being a vet, I would be like, yeah, no, that's great. But what about the person who died? And this is why I brought up in your chat, like, this would be the perfect time if you know a veteran to go, hey, are you okay? Like, have you gone through something where like you lost one of your good buddies? Let's talk about it. Or if you want to talk about it, let's actually, because that's one of the things that I've noticed. Like, people try to avoid that kind of talk, especially with veterans of you've been through some crazy shit. you're dealing with some shit, and especially around like Memorial Day, those types of uh, recognized holidays, it's really raw to a lot of people, myself included, and it's a great opportunity to go, hey, I know you've been through some shit. If you need to, I'm here for you. I think that's a better way of approaching it than just saying thank you.
I like buying liquor for veterans.
Well, yeah, buy them a shot as well. Like, hey, buddy, I bought you a fucking shot of Jameson. Now you know you want to open up a little bit more. Like, definitely, we'll open up a little bit more if you buy us a shot.
Well, and the thing about it is, my oldest brother served, and my nephew is currently serving, and so
Okay.
I've never had to visit a gravesite, and to me it feels like an uncomfortable thing because I don't know, I don't know any of these guys. I mean, generic appreciation is okay, but I kind of like to tie personally to it. Uh,
So it sounds like you have visited a grave site, like not one specific like grave site for a specific individual, but like or more like a memorial. Is that right in my
oh,
assumption there?
yeah. I mean, I went all the way around DC, not on Memorial Day. We were about a week off from it, but yeah, we went around and visited all the sites. Very very powerful stuff.
So did you happen to notice were there coins laid around there?
I didn't. I didn't go to Arlington. I didn't visit the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Um, I went around to the World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam memorials, and no, I didn't. I didn't see anything like that.
That's actually kind of interesting because I I've told you this before, Doc. I actually live on a military base and I've had Baisu Pass and whatnot. Well, there's a tradition. So if you have actually just gone and visit their gravesite or memorial, what you do is you leave a penny saying, "I visit and I respect you." Uh, and each increment has a different meaning. So you have penny, dime, nickel, and
Okay.
quarters. So a penny means that you stopped by and paid respect. A nickel means that you attended boot camp with the deceased soldier. Dimes means that you served with the soldier, and quarter is that you were actually there when the soldier passed, or marine, or sailor, whatever it
Hmm.
may be, whoever it is in the armed forces. So if you ever do go by, and I'm sure people who listen to your stream or end up listening back to it, it's kind of an empowering thing because you go and see some of these memorial sites or actual soldiers' gravestone will leave coins on there to say like where we are with them and how much we respect them with the whole, and it kind of ties back into Memorial Day. Like it's a big thing for me personally because there was two individuals that I was very very close with that we lost. Like one of them I will never ever forget. He literally was screaming as he was burning, and like not to get too deep into it, like I don't want to be so like morose about it right now, but it was just a bad situation, and something like that, it will never leave your mind. And this is why I go, it's something like this day, it's better to ask somebody, are they okay? What can I do to help you? I just want to listen to your story, like talk to you. That would be a lot better than just saying like, oh, you're a veteran, thank you for your service, high five.
Well, I used to. We ran a karaoke show for, good God, almost 12 years. And one of the places that we would go was the VFW. And the my ex codependent was the one who usually ran the gear because it was hers and she was
Okay.
protective. So I go sit at the bar, um, and shoot the shit. And every so often they would tell me stories. I got to know quite a few guys. This was this was more this was more guys from Korea, World War II, Vietnam, and they were semi protective of what stories that they would and wouldn't tell to a civvy. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can get into discussions with them, but um, there's never going to be that connection or camaraderie compared to somebody who's actually served.
Yeah, no, there's not going to be the full disclosure. The only person who has ever known about everything that I went through in the military is my wife, and it's mainly for the reason of she decided to go into the military after I got out, and I sat her down. I was like, "All right, you want to go into the military? I know it's not the same military that I had, but these are the worst fucking things that I ever went through. Be prepared to fucking have shit like this happen to you." And there's a reason. Like I, I, there's a reason why I drink the way that I do. It helps in a certain aspect, and I've calmed myself on that in multiple ways. And I've found different outlets to help me and help me work through what I've been through. But still, at the same time, working through that, it's hard to find other people who have the same experience. And that's the thing about it, is going from, talking to a civilian to what you've been through, it's two different experiences, and somebody will not fully understand at all.
Well, yeah, and there's no way that we actually could. Um, uh, and like I was saying, most of my family never served. Usually, just because of generationally how it was, they weren't of age um, for any drafts for World War One, World War Two, or well, no, Korea counted, Vietnam counted. Um, yeah, they were just the timing was just out of sync. So we never had to deal with a draft in our family. And my oldest brother enlisted, and his son, just to piss him off because he was my brother was 82nd Airborne, and just to piss him
Okay.
off, my nephew, his son, went in as a jarhead.
Oh, nice. So he was all about the crayons.
So yeah. I mean, it's funny too because the only skirmish that my brother got to be a part of, and it's a skirmish. It doesn't count. Was Grenada.
Oh yeah. Oh, what was it? Wasn't even 72 hours. It was like 49 hours or
Yeah,
something like
he was
that.
on a boat waiting to get deployed. He was in the third wave because he was anti-aircraft, and there was no aircraft to fight against. So he never deployed.
Yeah, because they didn't have dick or
Yeah,
shit.
he fucking never deployed. Didn't get a patch, nothing for it. Um, to even show that he had been there, but he had been there. Um, just by proof of him actually being what he was, and because usually they love to deploy them paratroopers first.
I don't even remember what happened in that
for
time.
for Grenada.
Well,
Yeah,
Gren-
I don't remember.
it was such a ridiculously small conflict, and like Doc said, it was a skirmish. Like, when fucking football teams like they're just like making sure that their moves are good and whatnot. It
Hmm.
was similar to that, where like they it didn't really do anything. Like it was over within 3 days.
Um,
You still not making any sense. What happened
apparently there was a force that tried to take over the island of Grenada.
and who was
Um,
that?
uh, I don't even. You know what? Let me pull it up because I don't even think the insurgents really had a name. Um, let's see. Let's see here. It's saying, citing the threat posed to American nationals on the Caribbean nation of Grenada, that nation's pro-Marxist regime. 1983, Ronald Reagan ordered U.S. forces to invade the island and secure the safety. Basically, there was like a medical college down there. That's where most of the American nationals came from. The reason why that they were down there.
Hmm.
To basically secure it because there was let's see, yeah, they were
Basi-
Marxists, and they overthrew the government, which is
Basically,
kind of
what
like
happened.
overthrowing the government of like New Jersey. So
Hmm.
it went quick.
Or Rhode
It
Island.
took them less than a week to take over the government.
Yeah. So, yeah, like he was saying, it was a small little skirmish where, like, the little militia of Montana tried to take over the government. They
Hmm.
took it over. The American military came in and went, "No, bitch, you're not doing this." And it was over within a week ish. It took a little over a week between us deploying forces and bringing them back. But like the actual conflict of like shooting rounds and whatnot, it was maybe 4 days at most.
Mm.
So U.S. forces sustained killed 19 and 116 wounded. Cuban forces sustained 25 killed, 59 wounded, and there was 638 combatants
Yeah,
captured.
they didn't really
Mm.
put up much of a fight because they couldn't, because they unleashed the fucking Rangers on them, the Navy SEALs, Delta Force, and they only took about like 8,000 in when they went. So it was a definitely a low body count because I mean there really weren't a lot of bodies that were doing the fight.
Hmm.
I mean, legitimately, the biggest thing that they did was they spiked all the airport runways so nobody could enter or leave the island.
And enter the
Yes.
Second Airborne.
Yeah. The Rangers and SEALs dropped in. So good luck on you. Yeah, they were saying. I never got what was it? Yeah, 20 troops got or 20 soldiers died. 100 got wounded. So I guess that was an
Mm.
acceptable loss. And apparently,
Uh,
um,
what was it? Was it in Big Daddy where the dude like was freaking out? He was like, "I was a part of the invasion, Grenada," and he was like, "Bitch, that was like a 4 hour or 4 day conflict. Shut up and go
yeah,
in the
I mean
corner."
they never lost the fucking boat. You know they nothing big. They never lost an airplane. Never lost a boat. Um, I mean it was boots on the ground that got hurt or killed. But yeah, there was really no attack force there, and uh, from what they say, the reason why, um, the reason why Reagan moved so quickly was because Cuban advisors had come on the scene, and so in order to blockade, so Cuba could not do any additional actions. That's why he decided to go in so fast. Because they were just going to leave him the fuck alone, and then Cuba had to stick their nose in it. And, Reagan's like, no, that ain't happening.
Well, I mean, Cuba's sticking their nose right now in fucking South America, and nobody's doing shit about it.
I don't think really Cuba can provide any help. There's no way they're going to be able to stabilize jack shit. Although I think if they want to jump into what's happening in Venezuela, go for it. Good luck. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
But isn't there like 2 or 3 different South American countries in conflicts right now?
Oh yeah, you got Colombia that's been in conflict forever. You got freaking Ecuador, Peru. You got Bolivia. You got Paraguay. The president of Paraguay is actually one of the people who led the resistance against the old government.
Mm-hmm.
He took over, like he rose to power after like he came out of like whatever Marxist fucking group resistance group that they had. And so yeah, South America is
Yeah,
pretty fucked.
yeah, they're screwing the pooch at this point.
Mm, Mexico needs to fucking build a better wall.
Well, and that's one of the funny things about it too, is the wall that Mexico does have for South America. It's pretty fucking big and pretty fucking strong. But everybody's crying about a fucking U.S. Mexican border wall. Like, you see what Mexico's doing, right? And how they got the wall with South America.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's the country, or yeah, what's the country that fucking connects South America to Mexico?
Is it Belize?
Belize.
I thought it was Panama.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia.
Colombia's in South America.
Well, that's what I meant. South America to Mexico.
Well,
That's the country that connects it, right?
Belize is right after Mexico, then Costa Rica, and
Nope. It goes Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala,
Well,
and then
so
Mexico.
then I was right because Panama is the one in Central America that hooks onto South America. I got it partially
right.
right. I get a little bit of credit for that. Not bad without googling it. By the way, good morning to 3/4 Yoda. Good morning, Jolly Rogers Bilgewater. Good morning, Gulf City Outlaw. I popped you a link too in case you want to roll on. And good morning, Best Remy.
And I will give you a +2 for extra credit on that time.
Hey, my old brain doesn't remember much, and mostly it's useless trivia. So,
See, and I'm a huge geography fan. I love geography.
Well, and so I may have kind of screwed that up when I was first talking about it, but connecting from South America going up to Mexico.
Well, then would be Panama, because I mean
Yeah,
Belize is just a tiny little country, and then there's Guatemala, which
well,
is a
now wait a minute.
bigger section.
Which country was
No,
the reason for Mexico building the wall?
probably all of them.
uh, a, a lot of it had
I
to
mean,
do.
Belize is a very wealthy country. A lot of people from Americas like to move to Belize because it's a very well stable country, and they go there to retire. So Belize is nice. Maybe Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras.
Yes, yes, thank you. And that's really the three and also Nicaragua, because
Yeah.
that area, like that's where they really started pushing stuff through and up through Mexico, and then you start getting a lot of the corruption. Like, look at MS-13. People think uh, today that MS-13 is a Mexican gang. It's
No.
not Mexican. It originally started in El Salvador,
Hmm.
and especially the Honduras, the Guatemala, that type of area, and Belize. Like, they're the outlier. Like, they're like the, if you look at Puerto Rico, the coastal region of Puerto Rico, where like everybody goes to, tour and whatnot. Like, that's
I
what
was just gonna
Belize
say
is.
fuck Puerto Rico. That
Mm.
oh God, that's like the uncle who always shows up at holiday events, always fucked up, and you never want to see him, but you still have to feed him. That's Puerto Rico in my eyes.
And it's there just for the food.
Yeah, I
I,
mean,
well, and yeah, I would go there just for the food for Puerto Rico. Like, I love Puerto Rico. I will definitely
well,
go
you
back.
probably in the tourist spots too.
No, I actually went up to the mountains. I went to the spots that people don't normally go to. Like, I don't care. If you're gonna kill me, kill me. Like, it's my day to die,
Well,
bitch. Let's do
I've
this.
talked to a couple of wrestlers who went down to Puerto Rico for a while, and yeah, you get outside of the tourist areas, and there's needles and junkies and hookers and drugs all over the fucking place. It's a shithole. Oh, by the way, good morning to Johnny Hellcat. And oh, I have to mention this because it's the title of the show. Will there be a new greatest of all times? Currently, right now, we have three people who have 9 days in as the IRS Intergender Champion of the World. Now, that would be Ghost Dog 999, Gulf City Outlaw, and our current champion, which is Turish. And yeah, Turish
Congratulations, sir.
is. This technically is day 10. So if nobody knocks him out tonight, he's gonna become the goat. He's gonna be the greatest of all time because he'll hold the title longer. Um, and yeah, by the way, I mean this is going to be a pretty free flowing setup because I know a lot of people got a lot of other things that they're probably planning on. But yeah, if anybody in the chat would like to hop on and talk about anything or nothing at all, I will make it open lines at this point. Anybody who would like to pop in, because we know that Cadut's taking care of the buzz for the both of us. So God bless her on her mission.
Well, let me ask you, Doc. Outside of the U.S., if you've been there and visited, what was your favorite place? And if you haven't been there and visited, what is the place that you would
I've
love to
only
go
ever
to?
been outside the United States um, when I went to Canada a few times. That's it.
So, what's the one outside of the U.S. that, like, that's your bucket list? You would love to fucking go there. You would love to visit it. You would love to see it.
Madagascar.
What about you, gaming?
Well, I've been to Mexico thousands of times.
That does not surprise me.
Well, I used to live like 5 minutes away from the border, so
By
yeah.
the way, I'm still waiting on those pictures. You fucking
I already
lazy ass.
sent them, you asshole. Fucking good look. I already sent them. But my dream place to go visit would be Japan.
See, I don't really have a fascination with Asian culture.
I mean, it's not even because of that. I just want to go see the
Oh, okay.
Japanese
Yeah, I
cherry
remember you
blossom
talking about that
trees.
before.
That's my
Um,
dream.
So, DC actually has a lot of them.
I know, but it's nothing compared to Japan. But I love to go to DC. I mean, I've never been there.
DC's kind of cool. There's a lot of shit to do.
Again, one only thing I would want to do.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's tons of stuff to
Yeah.
look at there. So I mean, I wouldn't do it like a single day trip. We spent what was it, 4 days there? Yeah, me and my buddy went and spent four
Hmm.
days there, and it was most of the cherry blossoms had already gone, I think. But
Mm.
we got to tour the White House and the Holocaust Museum and like four of the Smithsonian buildings and every open monument.
Here's a little fun fact for you guys and everybody listening. So, did you get to see the Washington Museum? You know, the big ass fucking where it should be President Clinton's fucking monument, the big dick.
No, we
No.
went there when Clinton was in office, so that's how long it's been.
Well, the
Yeah.
Washington Monument. If you actually look at it, if you look at the stones, they're two different
Oh.
colors.
Oh yeah,
Do
I
you
know
know
why.
why?
One for Monica Lewinsky's stain.
And this is why I left it open so that way I could hear gaming fucking talk some shit.
Um,
But why?
'Cause they ran out
why
of
is
money.
it two different colors, Doc?
yeah, they did.
No, not just they ran out of money. What else happened during that time?
Hot tub parties.
Civil War.
Well, I know they didn't have the money for it, and when they went back to the quarry where it was originally mined, they had mined it so much that the color had changed where they were mining.
So they actually had to stop construction because the Civil War broke out, and they didn't have the funds to keep quarrying from that same mine. And when they went back to it after the Civil War, it changed, and they built the rest of it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder why they made a big phallic symbol for George Washington though.
Well, that's why I said it's more of a homage to Bill Clinton than it is to George Washington.
I
Hmm.
don't know. From the rumors that I had heard, he didn't have a big dick anyway. He was a dick, but he didn't have a big dick.
That's the problem with the big dick guys. They're never the good dick.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never gone actively searching for the good dick. Well,
I have. It's like it's like searching for a diamond in the rough.
yeah. Uh, yeah, that's kind of sad too because there used to be well there still is. There's an elevator inside of the monument, but like nobody is like allowed to use it. Nobody's allowed entrance in it. They just sealed it up and it's just a big dick now. Apparently there's stairs in it too. Oh,
Oh, and I don't know if you guys have ever been out to
oh yeah.
St. Louis.
Pass by.
Yeah, going up.
Yeah,
Have
that
you guys
arch
gone
takes
to the
for
top of the
fucking
arch?
ever.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's weird as hell going up there because the like you get into an elevator that's a cart. It self corrects. Like you'll feel yourself tilting, and then you correct again, and you'll tilt, correct again, tilt, correct again, and it's so weird. Like, and When I did it, I was like maybe I want to say like 13 at the time, and we had a tour guide, and they were explaining like if we don't do this, by the time we reach the top of the arch, you'll be upside down. I was like, oh no shit, like, but that's super fucking cool. Like that has that self-correcting thing, and this was almost 20, oh, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's recorrecting itself, and like you could feel it, like they're like, no, sit down, you don't want to stand up in this cart. And it's like almost like the Ferris wheel type carts where like you're enclosed in, and like you feel yourself start to tilt, and then it corrects itself, and I'm like, what the fuck is going
Yeah,
on
I mean,
here?
it almost. I had a problem with it because it was so close quarters. I mean, you can get what, like a half dozen people in there, and that to me was quite a bit claustrophobic. I mean, they look like little. Fuck. Let's see if I can find a picture of it.
Oh, well, not only that,
Oh
Doc.
yeah.
So you went up to the top, right? And so you actually felt
Oh
it
yeah.
swaying. And that was the other thing that freaked me the hell out. Like, okay, like we're in close quarters, like there's a bunch of people around me. I'm okay with this until we got to the top and I could actually feel the whole arc moving back and forth. They're like, no, it's okay, it's normal. And I was like, bitch, no. No, this is not okay. It should not. I should not feel myself literally
Hey,
fucking do the
anything
rock away
anything
right
over
now.
like 25 stories, if you're at the top, you can kind of feel a sway. Oh, here's a good picture. For those of you
Well,
who have not ridden on the archway, I will no context tweet this. It looks like it looks pretty futuristic. I mean, it looks like something that you'd see in a fucking sci-fi flick. Oh, Jolly Rogers is hitting it because he's got to help. Put up a pool tomorrow. Well, good luck on that, brother.
Can I be in my house?
Oh, I don't know what kind of pool it is.
I don't care. I want a pool in my house.
Uh,
yes.
Beats swimming
no,
with gators.
that would give the meth heads and the junkies reason to OD, or they try to use it as a huge bathtub. One or the other. Not around this neighborhood. There we go. I gotta get me a cigarette rolled. It is really a quiet night tonight.
You think? Well, there's say 8 people watching.
Let's see. I have to look now. I have to see. Take a look around and see if anybody else is actually running. I don't know who Untitled Studios is.
That's Yeah, you do. That's Stabby.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Stabby. It's Skittles McStabby
Um,
Pants.
and of course, Raining Monkey's up,
Hmm.
but he always is. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing. Then again, you know.
Hmm. It's a very slow day for everyone, even with pickles and Trippy.
Right.
It was kind of slow
Well,
and mellow.
you know what I was doing tonight? I decided to watch Aladdin.
Mm.
Oh
Eh,
man, was
How
that
was
bad?
that?
There's only you know, the two songs that I like. They abridged one, and the other one they cut out completely. And they added like 3 new songs, and they suck. But yeah, the song "One Step" at the beginning that introduces Aladdin, that one was cut short,
Mm,
and then the Prince Ali reprise didn't even happen. They just used
mm-hmm.
dialogue.
Yeah, he just. I told my sister, I'm like, this fucking asshole just talks. He doesn't even
And
sing in the fucking
you can
movie.
tell that Will Smith's voice has been digitally manipulated because he doesn't have much of a range, if any range at all. And you could see his the when they hit the high notes with like the Prince Ali song, you could tell that there
Mm.
was some digital fuckery going on. And I don't know how much. Wait a minute. I need to look that up. How much was that goddamn movie? Because I'll tell you what, the CG, not very good.
Well, somebody brought up fucking Will Smith and like one of his little musical parts that he did with Aladdin. And I was like, this is what autistic plus Weird Al, like that's what I
Oh
would
well,
expect.
once this gets out, because it just opened. They had a weekend box office right now so far of over 200 million, which technically didn't make their money back because the budget apparently was 183 million. And of course, nobody ever
Mm.
factors in the advertising and marketing. But I think, there are several films that I like that Guy Ritchie did. But Guy Ritchie was the director. He's fucking out of his depth, man. Um, this was something he should not have directed because it didn't look like he was competent to do so. If you guys don't know, Guy Ritchie made a splash with the movie Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and he also did Snatch. And then I guess, I guess he went Hollywood because then he did like Sherlock Holmes. I think he's done something else, but nothing comes to mind. But he did Aladdin, and it was not a very well filmed movie. This was not something that would be conducive to his personal style, which his is kind of gritty, steady cam kind of work. So you get more action and more energy out of it. It didn't look like, well, unless somebody can correct me, it looked like the first time that he'd ever dealt with massive special effects. And Will Smith's improvs, just not that good. But then again, he's going up against, the juggernaut that was Robin Williams. If I was an actor in Hollywood, an established one, I would have gotten as far away from that fucking movie as possible. Because there's no way anybody's going to do a better job than what Robin Williams did. Because number one, it's Robin Williams, and number two, it was animated. So he could legitimately, anything he could think of, the animators can do. As a matter of fact, he didn't even want to do it. Robin Williams initially did not want to do Aladdin, and he told them so. And so the Disney animators found a piece of his stand-up and did a 2-minute test, pencil sketch test, and showed it to him. And I know those who follow Disney or like the animation know the story of why Robin Williams didn't come back and do an Aladdin 2. Disney just essentially fucked him because he did not want to be the feature for the advertising and marketing, and said that he didn't mind appearing in about 25% of it, but Disney just basically jacked his name and put it at the top. And plus, he got pissed because they put it on merchandise and shit. And that was like the things that he asked was, you know, don't put my name, my physical name, on any of your merchandise, and don't make me the centerpiece. He even took scale for that movie just because he wanted something for his kids. And that excuse has been used ad nauseum. But I'm pretty sure that all the big top celebrity names now that are doing animation, I'm pretty sure they're not taking scale.
I'll have to say it's Aladdin. It's probably one of my all-time favorite movies ever, and I could literally put the fucking DVD no the VCR into mute, and I can sing.
VHS.
I could what do you call it, sing and talk throughout the entire fucking movie from beginning to
Well,
end.
it's some interesting shit. Um, my favorite is still from the modern day Beauty and the Beast. Oh yeah,
The
fuck that live
Original.
action one.
We
Good
put
God.
original.
Well, the only thing that I will give them for the original versus the live action is they did the Belle song a lot better.
Which one?
The Belle song where she's walking through, she's talking about herself. Uh, fucking look,
What,
fear
the one
comes
like,
up.
look, there she goes, that girl
It,
is strange but special. Yeah, okay.
show it, yeah, yeah, that one, and like the part where like I need 6 eggs, and like that, it like that part right there. It's different. Like it has a lot more context because you see the different actions throughout the actual community, and it has a lot more context. So that's one of the things I will give the live action. Like it's a lot more smooth in that, where it gives a little bit more backstory to Belle and LaFleur.
But they didn't need to. LeFou, they should have left alone. I don't give a fuck if he's gay. That's not important.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? So
Yeah, I mean,
retarded.
it's like, no, no, no. That's not a statement that you need to make for this because, you know, it's like the old playwright thing. You know, if you introduce a gun in Act 1, you better use it by Act 2. There was no real reason other than, oh, what do you call it? Virtue signaling. There was
Social
no reason
justice.
to do it but just for virtue signaling.
Well, and I like that it wasn't a main story point until the very end for LaFleur. He wasn't really like they didn't bring up the whole gay thing or anything like that. Like, yes, he had homosexual tendencies
Well,
and stuff.
Doesn't
well,
make
here's the
doesn't make
thing.
it gay.
If it would have been part of the plot, like say, you know, Gaston and the Beast are fighting, and LeFou runs in and starts sucking off the Beast to distract him, then yeah, I guess that would have been important. You know, to say, okay, well, he's gay, so he's all right doing this. He's all right blowing a Beast. But there was
Well, and like I said, that's one of the nice things is they didn't bring it up. Like, yeah, they kind of had the overtones with it, and
I
in the
hated it.
original,
I fucking
they
hated it.
they did have the overtones, but they didn't really have that like main driving point. And I will give them that, where it wasn't brought up until the very end with the dance, and
Which
he was
which it was fucking unneeded. There was no fucking need to have a fucking gay character in the fucking movie. It's all fucking retarded. Just like they had like 30 billion black people in it. It was a fucking white village. Where did so many fucking black people came in? Am I racist? No. Eat a dick. Why do they need a fucking gay character? It's retarded. It's just to fucking please every other fucking little bitch out there who's like, we need more black characters. We need more gay characters. We need more lesbians. We need more women. I'm like, oh
Well,
fuck off. It's a
and
fucking movie.
Agrabah had
So stupid.
quite a few black people in it. By the way, if I ever met the guy who did the choreography for this fucking movie, I would smack him upside his head, or at least tell his mama about it so she could smack him. Because goddamn, that was some of the shittiest dancing I've seen uh, since the Village People movie. It was bad. It was just really, really bad. All around, piss poor planning produces poor production. And that's what they got. Even though, hey, Will Smith is still one of the biggest names. That's probably the reason why they got $200 million out of it. Besides that, yeah, it's that thing. It'll do good numbers for Memorial Day weekend. Then it's gonna fucking crash and burn.
I just want to know: are they going to do like Jafar 3? Jafar needs glasses.
This one's
Like, how
dead.
far are we going to go
I
with
mean,
this?
Beauty and the Beast, animated wise, had 2 sequels, but right now they're focusing.
I
Yeah,
never saw. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they were one was like
Yeah.
almost like a Christmas special. Yep,
Oh, and they
direct.
were all DVDs, weren't they?
No,
Yeah, nobody
they
cared.
were VHS.
Well, I will say
DVDs were
direct
not
to
a thing
video,
then.
Mm.
just like how, um, um, just how Aladdin 2 and 3 were direct to video. Oh, by the way, good morning, Bearman Prophecy.
Here's another one that I'm kind of excited about is
Yeah, I watched the trailer for Toy Story 4. I'm just
Never been
nah.
a
I'll
fan
probably watch it
of
when it
none of
comes
them.
on that illegal streaming service that I use. But besides that, meh.
You mean that streaming service that's not illegal? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge,
Hmm.
and it's totally perfect and
Oh,
not
they've had.
corrupt.
There's been
Yes,
a
Doc.
shitload of the illegal sites that have been crashed and burned. Man, federal government.
Don't
Well,
admit to
federal government
felonies
took
on
out most of
stream,
them
damn it.
anyway. So if you can find one, good on you. On Saturday I was watching All Elite Wrestling, and God, it was like I had to know a fucking secret handshake and a passcode to find a place that was actually streaming it. Those guys were good. They were shutting down streams. They get like 15 minutes in, the
Well,
stream gets shut down.
I'll say it like this: like, I'm not telling anybody on this stream or in your chat to go to your local McDonald's and buy a fucking $1 soda and sit in there and download something illegally or allegedly illegally, or go to Popcorn Time and then download it from their site. But if you happen to be around there and do something like that, you may be able to get some sort of video that you are
Oh,
looking
I'm completely
for free.
against downloading because it takes too goddamn much time. But streaming, I'm okay with streaming because it's. I mean, you're stealing the view, but you're not actually stealing the product. You're not keeping it for yourself or passing it along. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh, and I forget what it is that my mother-in-law and father-in-law have. They have a complete like streaming service that it's not a Hulu or anything like that. It's something else where like literally, if you want to watch Avengers, Endgame, Infinity War, anything like that, you could look it up and like it will pull up the different servers that it's running off of, and you click on it, and hopefully it's a decent quality. I call it a Hashi copy because that's what we would get when we were in the military. Like when it came out a week before in theaters, like the Hashis apparently already had the fucking copy. And it wasn't like the exact copy. Like you were gonna run into like the different CGI. I remember watching Wolverine. What was it? X-Men
Okay.
Wolverine, the Origins one, where yeah, when you remember when they were first flying in, within the first 15 minutes of the movie, they were coming in on C-15, and as soon as they jumped out of the bird, like you saw the CGI and the green screen behind
Wow.
them, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a shit quality, but I'll still watch it. Like, I still understand what's going on with the storyline and like
Well,
how they're
here's
trying to
something that I
progress
haven't
it.
done for a while, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it now because it's a smooth low roll this evening. I'm gonna go ahead and post the Google Hangout link in the chat. Now, do me the favor, people. If you're here, if you're listening right now, feel free to jump in, but don't go spread it around in discords or wherever. If you're here, then you are welcome to click and join. But yeah, don't disseminate. So there you go. I thought I'm throwing
What are
out
you
the actual Hangout
disseminating?
link.
What the fuck?
I'll tell you where he's not disseminating. He's not disseminating your fucking titties that you were supposed to send me over on Twitter or Discord. I still haven't
You
got
didn't
that.
send me no dick pic. Don't come up with your
No,
shit.
I'm talking about titties. Okay,
Yeah, well,
like
you
we
want
we will
titties,
share.
you send dick. You want titties, you send dick. Simple as that.
I'll share
Golden
my
rule.
butthole for titties. That's
Fine,
my deal.
fine.
Well, it's commerce.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we have to meet some sort of agreement, and shake hands on it, or like internet high five, and like I'm cool with that.
By the way, I should share this because I was proud of this. So I will. Yeah. Fuck. I gotta. Hold on. Man, I should try some like Ambien and liquor or something. Maybe that'll get me a little more hopped up. But that Ambien's gonna be important later on down the line.
Yeah, don't pull a fucking Rosie O'Donnell or
Rosie O'Donnell.
no, who was the
Roseanne.
bitch who fucking went off because
That's Roseanne.
Roseanne? Yeah, but still Rosie.
I I hate you.
I love you.
I know.
Just sweet whisper sweet nothings to me. It's okay.
Oh daddy, you're the best. That don't
No,
know
I
what.
don't feel the motivation right now. Like that was the weak ass like, oh daddy, like yeah, you're doing this. I just need to
That
go to
that
sleep right
was
now.
that was from the bottom of my heart.
No, it wasn't.
It totally
So
totally was. If it wasn't, I wouldn't say totally,
so I
totally.
worked on
And I
this
did
graphic
totally, totally.
and I was very pleased with the results on it. It looks good. Um,
Very cool.
although it's kind of funny because currently right now we've got three guys tied on a 9-show reign. Now, if Turish's reign ends tonight, that means we can get all the conspiracy theorists in because you turn 999 upside down and you get the devil.
But wouldn't it be a very drunken devil? Because he'll be upside down.
I don't know if he has
So he'll
blood
be
that
pretty
would actually
worthless.
rush to his head.
Well,
Well, because
how
he's
could
the
he not?
devil.
I mean,
There we go. But yes, I do really like that graphic. Okay, now I got rid of that graphic. Yep, that's what happens when you're bored in a house all day.
amen.
Let me see if I can do the math here. Ah, crap. Was it every dollar takes 200 points off? I think that's the math that we figured out on it. So, and his bar is more than halfway down, so there you go. I'm just curious. See, I'm one of those weird OCD people that it'd be nice to see everybody tied up. Not like literally tied up, but yeah, I guess sometimes.
Kinky.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I put the ropes away?
Nope.
Whips and chains are only good if you know how to use them appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Whips and chains are the afterthought. You have to
No,
use the
man, you
ropes
always want to
first.
use silk scarves or silk ties because they no, they don't leave
No,
burn
they
marks.
can get out of that.
No, 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 no. You're both wrong. First, you use your mind to seduce and control them. Then comes the chains and whips.
You're talking like 12 hours earlier. I'm talking about in the moment. Like I'm tying you up. We're doing this, and then I'm going to do horrible fucking things to you, possibly illegal things.
Well, I mean, of course, the donkey show has to be there too. So.
Yeah, don't mind me while the fucking donkey is running out of my house.
I don't think I've ever. No, I'm sure of it. I've never tried to chain up a donkey.
No, don't chain up the donkey. It's
I
going
haven't
to kick.
even been close to putting a donkey on a hitching post. All right. Apparently, irate has fixed the issue. Apparently, it would not assign me a role in his Discord, and now it has.
Mm.
So, yeah, there you go. I was just trying to see if anybody from the other side was around, because I don't really spend a lot of time going into the Discord. Joe.
Well, and I did share the hangout link to Trippy
Yeah, I
to
know
get him to
he's running
join.
around somewhere. Pickle's probably running around somewhere.
Pickle's way too tired.
Well, Trippy did just recently retweet your stream, so I sent him a message saying, "Hey man, join," and I sent him the link. So I just want to give you a
Oh,
heads up
okay,
of
that's
that.
cool.
Oh,
Well,
Golf
let's
City out
see.
loud. What the
I am
hell?
going there right now. Uh, Okay, Gulf City Outlaw drops 15. Thank you, sir. And says, tied up at 3 sounds good for a while. So now the graphic is definitely true. I had a little red 10 set aside just in case the night turned out the other way, but I won't. But I won't have to use that.
Trippy. Trippy.
You think he's gonna hear you?
Ghost.
Oh, is he?
He's in my Discord, so I'm pretty sure.
Well, I didn't know if you were just yelling at him from there.
Well, if I yell at someone, they will hear me.
Well, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few people. But most of them to me are orange or red.
Oh God, again.
What God again?
Fucking Trippy sent me a picture of his
Well,
nipple.
there you go. Would that be known as tit for tat?
I hope not, because I don't want to send him nothing.
So wait a minute. Gaming, have you watched any of the All Elite Wrestling?
No, I haven't. I've only seen few things here and there from Twitter,
I ain't kidding.
but that's about it. I haven't.
Well, the way
catched
they
up with
brought
no
Moxley
wrestling
in was
stuff.
pretty good. Because yeah, it's a sin because I know Dean Ambrose started around here, and WWE's just not using talent. I mean, they're letting guys bail out left and right.
Gaming, get out of my Discord, gaming. Get out, gaming. Why are you in my Discord,
Good morning,
gaming?
Trippy.
Good morning.
Shut up, Trippy.
I'm getting you in stereo. Here, check it out. Hear it?
Oh yeah, I could hear you in stereo too.
I don't know if everybody else can hear that, but yeah,
Wait,
sorry.
no, wait, I can't hear you in stereo because you're muted on my Discord, dumbass.
Yeah, I unmuted myself when I said that, so you
There
can
you
force
go.
to.
Yay, we can hear each other in stereo.
Bearman is asking, what's your safe word? Now, I
I can tell my safe word. My safe word is para marangara
so you're not safe then.
I'm glad that's
Two? Was two the answer?
I'm glad that's on recording because I will listen back to it.
para marangara kurikutirimikwaro.
There we go.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing, yeah.
Just whisper it to me.
Parikuti.
Oh yeah.
Scream it into his anus.
Parikuti!
I don't know if you guys saw this, but apparently I'm pregnant, and Zell is the father. That was
I'm
not
sorry.
consensual.
I don't think it's going to be all there either.
Wait, the father of what?
Me too.
Oh.
Booty baby. What else, man?
Do you need a
Chocolate
birth
cookie.
certificate for that?
I mean, yeah, I only require a birth certificate if you, Doc, are going to be the one presiding over our marriage.
Well, I don't know how it works. I was ordained at 13 by a Pentecostal Apostolic Church. I don't know if that shit expires or what.
No, it doesn't. That's the funny thing. It doesn't expire. And you, as soon as you are ordained, it's good for life.
Fuck. All right.
Yeah.
I guess I'm okay with that then. My
Yeah, well, because I'm an ordained minister as well. Like I can
Well,
marry
it's
the
funny
fuck out
because
of people.
Didn't Pinoid want to become an ordained minister so that he could marry people to inanimate objects?
No, he didn't. He didn't want to be ordained. He just wanted to slap people and say, "You're
yeah, I
married
thought
now."
Yeah.
I thought once you left the
Like you're
church
married,
that you
there's a
could no
lawnmower.
longer be actually sanctioned.
No. So, in the legal sense, if you're ordained, if you've been
Yeah, I
ordained,
got that piece of paper
you're
somewhere.
good to go. It And so do I. Like, I've actually had buddies who are in the military, and they go, so I'm getting married. Like, do you want to fucking bless us off? I'm like, yeah, here you go. Sign this fucking piece of paper, and I'll do whatever kind of fucking wedding you want. Like, you want to fucking bless Satan? Let's fucking do it. You want to bless a fucking motorcycle? Let's do it. But at least I'm a ordained minister in that sense. Like, we can fucking do it.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck my cat's doing. What are you doing, cat? What are you fucking off about? No, go.
Me.
My cat's going in heat. Yeah, she was quiet tonight. It'll probably be by I figure about the time that Pickle does this show on Tuesday. Debbie will be meowing loud as fuck in the background.
Any hissing?
Probably not. Usually she just growls. She'll sit there and she'll look at you and she'll go, meow. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? It's
Well,
like
here's the
she needs
funny
an
thing.
exorcism.
Have you ever actually seen one cat talk to another? Well,
Kinda.
they don't,
I've
because
seen 'em, like,
normally what they're
chatter.
doing is either if they're in heat or they're being aggressive for territorial
Yeah,
reasons.
it's a chatter
That's
shit.
the only time you'll ever hear cats make sounds to one another. They use like the meows to communicate with us. To basically train us, like, here's my meow for I want
Yeah, to get your
food.
attention.
Here's my meow for I want pets. You know, that kind of shit. And good morning, Pickle. And good morning, Smudge.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Hey there, cat.
Holy shit. What's up, Samaj?
Hey, it's going all right. Just catching up on work.
Who the
Go to
fuck
sleep.
gave you permission to get here?
Samaj has been up all day, just like me.
Well, yeah. Maybe it was a bad idea to chug that Red Bull, but I got work to do. So, yeah.
Yay! Wait,
Sleep
does it give you Canadian wings or does it give you regular wings?
We get goose wings.
That's what I really thought.
Yeah.
Those
Wait,
Canadian,
goose?
Kill
Canadian
'em all.
cheese wings.
Look, if I grow the goose wings and you're gonna shoot me down, I insist you must
Yes.
get a zap gun from the Nintendo system.
No, I'm gonna go with a 308.
I'm sorry, I cannot be killed by a 308. It can only be done by a zap gun. Oh, and you need a dog, preferably a bloodhound. See, he knows how it's done.
What about a
He's the only
potato
one who
gun?
knows how to kill me.
Just use kindness. It'll kill him. Kill Samaj with kindness.
That's not possible.
I'm a
He's
Canadian.
Yeah.
We have kindness up the wazoo. If that could have killed me, I would have been dead long ago.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
There you go. I said it like you guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't northern Minnesota speak that way too?
So it sounds like all I need to really do is drown him in maple syrup and make sure his eyebrows fucking come off.
You leave my eyebrows out of this.
I thought you were talking about Justin Trudeau again.
Yes.
This
See,
is
I'm-
the second time you did that.
where I was
Jeez.
going.
He's an anomaly. Okay, we Canadians have solid eyebrows. I tell you.
I was going to say, if you
Cord
let the
Malone.
maple syrup dry long enough, it would be kind of like waxing.
Do you hear me? Protesting against maple syrup?
On your
No,
eyebrows.
exactly.
It's only the eyebrows.
It's only the eyebrows. You stay away from there.
Remember when shaving your eyebrow
No,
was like
never.
the fashion for a while there?
Oh,
Like everybody I knew had that shit.
I just cringe thinking about it. Don't.
Yeah. Ace, me and you were still in high school.
Well, and this is why I wish Samaj was around for like the most of that time, where he could just run around and draw the eyebrows on for people.
There you go.
Because like
God,
the
maybe they'd learn
lightning
a-
bolts, like
Yeah.
music notes, like Samaj would
Are you
fucking
suggesting?
done it up.
Are you suggesting that Samaj would put Nazi SS bolts for someone's eyebrows?
I'm not saying that, but I would say it possibly could lead into that.
I thought it was a good idea at the time, and then they got upset and they started killing me because they realized I was putting Nazi symbols and stuff in their eyebrows.
Yeah. You know what's funny is Kiss had to change their logo for Germany because of their S's
What?
in their own logo.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. They thought that people
Well,
in Germany
for
would be
for,
like,
for
oh
the
god,
longest
they're
time
Nazis.
in the 70s, everybody went around. The fervor was that means kings in Satan's service or knights in Satan's service.
Knights in Satan's service. That was my
Hey,
favorite.
well, we had a couple of
Knights.
knights stop by my hometown on Saturday. The honorable sacred knights.
Hmm.
All 9 of them.
Hail Satan.
And there were like 400 or 500 people out to protest them, and security was so good that where they were, we have a town center which is like a courthouse square, and they literally stood on the steps of the courthouse. They put up like 2 little signs, and they legitimately were so far away from everybody else you could not hear a fucking word that they were saying. So that was kind of a wasted trip. Time for them to go back to Indiana disappointed.
I always think about the scene in the Blues Brothers movie when they just drive the car through the Nazi.
Well, these weren't
KKK
Illinois
members
Nazis.
thing.
These were Indiana Nazis.
But, yeah,
what's the difference?
I don't know, but I still have no idea why they had to come to Ohio to fucking protest.
well, I think the difference is one of them is mildly more tan than
Well,
the other.
and you know the Illinois Nazis
Okay.
and the Blues Brothers were definitely better dressed. These guys look like bikers. I mean, there was no happy little Klan hats or robes or anything. I was like, dude, if you're gonna do it, at least dress the fucking part. I mean, don't dress like a reject character from Sons of Anarchy. Because I mean, that's what they look like. And I was just like, oh man.
Bikers are kind of friendly.
Well,
though. Actual bikers. Kind of friendly
you know,
to me.
if it was Ron Perlman, I would have climbed the 10-foot fence to go meet him.
No,
I've
if
never
it
met a
was-
biker who wasn't nice. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh well, fuck you too, gaming.
What are you trying to say? You're not nice, Ace?
No, I
I
am.
don't know what's going on here.
well, you've never been a biker around me. in person.
No, don't make bikers synonymous with asshole. No. What?
So, yeah, no,
Never been a biker around me?
I've. You never heard my story about my whole accident of me fucking when I was riding?
Mm-mm.
The day he lost all his brain cells.
And
No, that happened way earlier. It did not
Okay.
happen when I was riding.
Well, you know, if it would have been a
Well,
worse accident, you'd had to change your name to Ace of Skid Marks.
He might as well have. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
I shit my pants.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, when I laid down my bike, I skidded for a good, like 30, 40 yards. And you could see where I hit the pavement. And you could see the black of my
Mhm.
my chaps making the skid mark, and then my chaps burned away. And yeah,
Damn.
well, no, and then
Burning
it went
down
to the
to
jeans,
the
so I
skin.
had a little stripe of blue, and
Blood.
just before, well, I still have a little road rash, but I hit the fucking embankment, which was grass, so I was lucky.
Shit. That
Well,
is
you
lucky.
hit grass. You were
Oh yeah,
lucky as fuck.
Hmm. I got a friend of mine. He hit a one of those cement support beams for like an overpass on a highway. He hit one of those at about like 60 miles an hour in the rain. Some guy on a motorcycle cut him off. Not to say anything about motorcyclists, but this particular one was an ass. And my friend, he was driving, I think, like a 90 something. It was an IROC Camaro, right? And the accident actually knocked out all of his teeth and put him in like a 5-day coma.
well,
It's all right. He's all right, but
well,
you
it
know,
was it was
that's
it was my fault in the
crazy
first
shit.
place because that was the first Harley that I ever bought, and it was a fucking AMF version Harley,
Hmm.
which is like the lowest fucking point in Harley Davidson history.
It's one of those like
Yeah.
it's technically a Harley, but I mean, come on, get a better bike.
At least
It,
it
it,
wasn't a Sportster.
it was a POS. That's what it was. Because when I laid it down, I was going probably about 50, and I was trying to and I was trying to shift down because of the fact that I knew that this part of the highway was a little more gravelly, and it just kicked right out from under me, and down I went. I should have yelled "wee" as I was going along. Well,
Jeez.
I bought
Well,
I
there's always
bought
next time.
one of those brand new
Well.
Kevlar helmets, and holy shit, I got up, and I was a little wobbly, of course, but I pulled the helmet off, and there was gravel pinned into it, and it was smoking. You know, hey, if you're gonna get a
Okay.
concussion, you know, you might as well have a good tale to tell. Let's see.
If you remember.
Okay, here. This is the one that here. I'll post a picture of it. This is the one I had. It was a 75 SX 250. And you're gonna go, God, that's a gay bike. But it was a Harley. It counted, and I got it for like $100, maybe 120. Well, yeah, it was cheap.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
something.
I bought it in the '80s, so.
Oh, so that was like
I don't know how much it
$3,000.
would have been, but I left all the parts on the fucking roadside. I told brothers of mine, I'm like, fuck, man, if you want the pieces, go get them, because I don't want anything to do with that fucking bike. And then I ended up, you know, buying a I think a Honda. God damn, man, my brain's just not clicking on words. Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
By the way, good morning to Tim Wheeler in the chat. And yeah, my dad had was a 51 Super Chief. He had an Indian, a 51 Super Chief, and I was like, you know what? If you're gonna put me in your will, I want that bike. You know, don't get rid of that bike. I want that bike. I'm not a motorhead. You can even teach me how to work on that bike because I want to ride that bike. And he eventually gave it to my stepbrother, who's about like 400 pounds and doesn't even deserve to sit on a two-wheeled vehicle. And it just rusted away in his garage. But god damn, that was a nice one. It had all the police issue tricked out on it with the curved windshield and all that shit. And the saddlebag sides, well, they were hard bags, but oh god, I'm fucking rambling, and I don't think I'm making any sense.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh,
Just tell stories.
I tell you what, one of the
else is supposed
coolest
to do all day,
Harleys
you know?
that I ever saw was this one guy, and he accidentally or allegedly did drugs. He took and collected roach papers, right? And he urethaned roach papers over his front and back fender. He had enough of them on there, and it kind of looked, it was cool because kind of from a distance, it almost looked like an armadillo skin. Yeah, he smoked a lot of pot. Yeah.
Like played it, yeah.
Like the way of the roach paper samurai, building his own armor. Oh.
Absolutely. I used to find those all over my bedroom when I was in high school.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I had a friend that used to, he'd take like all the roach papers from the day and he'd set them in an ashtray and burn
Just so
like
we can
one
have
at
the
a time.
smell? Okay. My back in the day when my mom used to smoke frequently, she used to use those goddamn Easy Whiter strawberry papers, and we'd find these little pink roaches,
Oh, jeez.
all in the plants and shit, because she never put them in the ashtray. You know, because of course you might be able to, you get enough of them, break it up, and you can get a doob out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Although here's the one thing that and I don't know if you ever run into these people, or if you are one of these people, when they take and like I had one pipe that I was always smoke out of, and when I'd go over to a friend's house, they knew that normally if I clean my pipe, I'd just drop it in alcohol for a couple of days. And let it strip out. But the first question they ask me is, "Hey man, have you cleaned your pipe yet?" And I'm like, "No." Yeah, oh God, yes.
Oh, resin scrape.
It was like an Indiana Jones moment for him. You know, they found the treasure, and I'm like, I'm not smoking that shit.
Yeah. Well, because it damn sure doesn't taste good. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you smoke a cigarette almost down to the filter and you put it out, and then somebody's like, "Hey, can I have that filter?"
Yeah. Well, I saw this one dude. He was trying to do a tutorial on how to extract rosin from weed.
Rosin,
Not resin. Rosin. And what he did was he took a hair curler and like contact paper or not contact paper,
Okay.
the paper for cooking, parchment paper. He took the parchment paper, wrapped the butt in it, and then pushed the hair curler down onto that until it made like a yellow stain on the parchment paper. And he was saying that that's what rosin was, and he would scrape that off the paper and smoke it.
That's what stupid is.
And he said 3 grams of weed gets you a half a gram of rosin. I'm like, why would you waste all your weed? It's basically an extract. So you're trying to get a shitload of THC all in one instead of having to smoke through everything.
Why didn't he just go the extra step and do a tincture and turn it into hash? Yeah,
I don't know why he didn't just shove it all up his ass.
God damn! I mean, nature has essentially provided you with the easiest way. Just let it dry and smoke it.
It's all done. Yeah, it's done. The recipe's finished. It's stupid.
There's a bunch of kids that used to come into the vape shop that my buddy owned, and they would always dab before they came in.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know what, you guys, you get some,
Mhm.
you get decent prices here. Why haven't you offered me a dab yet? And they just kind of looked at me like, well, we never thought about it. And I
Right.
was like, well, next time, you know, think about it, or else I will yell the word dab at you
Mhm.
as you're coming back into the store next time. Dab me.
Dab. Just yeah. Start screaming at them.
No,
So did
they
they
never
ever?
did.
I don't know. Did they
Well,
ever
then
pony up
again,
for
you
you?
know, the place where they had the store was kind of still middle class. So middle class kids are like fucking spoiled as hell. They think they're like rich kids, but they have no money. So they think if they exhibit the same attitude,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to get him over. But that never got him over. Not that I'm a classist or
Okay.
anything.
No. No, we had kids like that at my school. Thought they were rich until they saw somebody who was rich. And you're like,
Oh,
holy
dude,
shit! Did you
it
see
was
what that
funny.
guy's
There's a suburb close to us called Oakwood, and they stopped running bus service because, and here's the rationale, and it was true. There weren't very many kids riding the bus because at 16, most of them got cars. So they completely stopped. The only time that they used buses for the school wasn't to take anybody to school or from school. It was to take them to like football events and stuff. That was it.
Right.
By the way, good morning, Green Thunder Demighty.
Bam.
No. See, wheat brownies are okay, but you know, I grew up in the era where hash was plentifully available. Hash brownies, much more better. Oh yeah, we.
Better.
Okay. I guess I can tell this story. My sister was incredibly straight laced. My Irish twin, you know, cheerleader, you know, pep squad, student council, you know. See, I think common day parlance would call her a soch, but she, I
Okay.
came back from a party one night where we'd spent like half the night making hash brownies, like pan after pan of fucking hash brownies. And I'm like, you guys are fucking crazy if you think that all the work that I put in and I'm not taking some of these home with me. You're nuts. So I did. I took like about a half dozen brownies home with me. I put them in the fridge. I even put a sticker on them. Do not touch. Brownies have been drugged. I go to bed.
Seems
I go to
Great
bed.
Lakes. Yeah.
I wake back
Straightforward.
up. There's 2 brownies left. And my sister's running around cleaning the house. I don't know why I have so much energy, but I feel really good. Run the fucking vacuum cleaner. Then she starts to do the dishes. And I'm like, bitch, did you eat my brownies? And she's like, well, yeah, I had a couple of them. And I'm like, did you not see the little sticker that I put on it that said these are drugged? Oh well, I just thought you put that on there so nobody would eat them. And I'm like, I put that on there because I wanted to eat them when I woke up. And she's like, oh my God, there's drugs in it. And she spent the rest of the day in her bedroom, like rocking back and forth. Like, oh my God, these drugs, they're going to mess me up for the rest of my life. It's like, and that's what you get, bitch. Eat my goddamn hash brownies. But then again, my sister was the kind of person to where, like, she got mad at my mom once. I don't know what the reason was. And she got grounded, right? My sister, and I have this note to this very day, where she kidnapped a bottle of brand new shampoo and was holding it for hostage until my mom ungrounded her. Matter of fact, wait a minute. I think I know where that fucking thing is. There's weird things that I collect throughout my life. Give me just a moment, gentlemen. Please talk twixt yourselves.
All right, how are you doing there, Pickle?
Boobies, man, boobies. I
Rubber
like
baby buggy bumpers.
boobies, man, boobies. I
Man,
like
movies are gross. You shut up. Don't want to talk about
Trash monkey.
Oh, Canada,
Why are you hating?
our home and native land.
Thought he was gonna start singing Danny Boy.
True patriot love.
Nature in my pants. That's how it goes, right?
that.
Yep.
Absolutely, that's
Close
exactly it.
I was there when they wrote it. It's
Were you?
absolutely
Okay.
100% perfect.
Well, no. Here's one note that was written on the toilet paper. My sister and my mom used to write notes to each other. She wrote, "Dear Mom, I'm running away from home because this toilet paper feels more like sandpaper. Love, your daughter." And she goes, "Dear me, if you didn't have a wooden ass, it would feel fine. Better. Thanks for using your fingers. Love, Mom."
Wow.
Our house had some interesting shit.
Sounds like a fun house.
Ace, did you check
I
your
know
Twitter?
I know the ransom note. Well, wait a minute. The ransom note should be in here.
I'm still checking it. I'm waiting for those titties.
Oh, here's an animation cell from Bob Englehart. Samaj, I don't think you'd know Bob Englehart, would you? He was a political cartoonist.
Maybe.
And he actually got a Pulitzer. He did a cartoon of it was like the last days of Gerald Ford. So this is how old it is. When Gerald Ford was in office, and it was a picture of him in a workman's uniform, and he was standing in front of the presidential seal, and it looked like it was all shined and cleaned up, and he had a little tear running down his face.
I may.
Yeah, that's-
have. I've seen a lot of political cartoons in my time.
Yeah, that's the one that he.
I, mean, a lot.
won
I
the
even have a
Pulitzer
couple
for.
books on it.
Oh,
so.
hey, I do have an autograph from Jim Davis and a baby Garfield on a ticket stub. Man, there's
Nice.
some weird shit in here.
We've all collected weird shit in our time.
What the hell is this? Oh yeah, this is when. Okay, never mind. I was class president and got invited to go to this meeting of class presidents. It was only junior high, by the way. This meeting of class presidents, and I showed up really drunk, but it was junior high, so I had to.
Oh yeah, that's what you do.
God, I don't know
When
who
you
this
do,
is,
right?
but they got some damn good handwriting. Oh, this was the. Here's what you need to do during break to be the best shot putter you could ever be. And I'm like, I don't want to be the best shot putter ever. I mean, that's just not a goal I have. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Really? I mean, come on, man.
Well, shot putters
You
don't
can,
get
like,
chicks.
Be the best at shot put.
Unless they are female shot putters.
I was thinking that.
And yeah, they do.
Well, yeah.
They,
I think getting any kind of a medal will get you chicks.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I
there's a lot
mean-
of women out there. You just need to accomplish something, and then that's good enough.
Not
for
if
them.
it's a piece of metal in your chest.
Well, if you got a kick-ass story to go with it, then yeah, that could work.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, right.
I mean, well, like if you think about like if Tony Stark was real, like from the movies, that's one hell of a story. It's like I made a suit of armor out of scraps and nonsense and all that.
That doesn't even matter. He has a glowing light in his chest. That's all it would take. Just be like, yeah, baby, it's a light.
Well, just that story alone, how much sympathy sex do you think he might get? It's like it's a blight.
Oh, and he killed a bunch of terrorists too. Shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, America. Fuck yeah.
Dude.
America. Fuck yeah.
In his own movie, he was.
Why would he need sympathy sex? He was like a
Oh, he
billion.
doesn't need it, but he get it. Anyone would see that. It's like, oh, look at all you've gone through, and you get this kick-ass glowing thing out of your chest and all that.
holy shit.
Yeah, screw Pepper. She's not even
In
that
this
hot anyway
thing,
in the
I
movies.
found a piece of paper. I should scan this and put it up sometime.
Oh.
I found a piece of paper that had all the names of my teachers on it, right? No. No, but it,
shit,
it
it's a
had
hit list.
all of their initials. I copied all of their initials from all the hall passes that they would give me. And then I'd have underneath what they normally use to write on a hall pass. Like somebody used the red, a
cheater.
thin red felt tip pen, a pencil, red ballpoint, black ballpoint, blue ballpoint. So yeah, I guess I was. I guess I was not a very nice guy when it came to playing by the rules of junior high school.
I think you're just being clever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ain't got no shame in that.
Right.
Besides, did you get caught? Oh, okay. Well, then you are an idiot. Yeah.
No,
Did you tell on yourself?
no, but I did have one teacher. Once we got to the end of the school year, my coach, Mr. Mills, who did gym class, he would do this. He'd be like, I don't have a pen. I don't want to sign this. And he, look over at me and go, hey, you got a pen? I'm like, yeah. He's like, just sign this for me. And I kind of looked at him like, I don't know what you mean, sir.
Jeez.
He's like, I know what you've been doing. Just sign it. I'm like, all right.
Am I in trouble? All kinds of trouble.
In my junior high, that was still the era where they laid down wax. You could get paddled for certain things. No, not certain sexual things.
What? Oh, teacher.
No, the
principal. No.
Ugh.
No, the best one we had, Vice Principal Lauder. His name was Bill Lauder. And his favorite thing to do was to do the wax. And, oh, there's a poster of Predator. Why the fuck do I have a poster? Nah, never mind. Not going to ask.
Nice.
Had a poster of, okay, go away, book. You have failed in your use. He even had like a custom paddle made. You know, the ones with the drill holes in it. So you can hear that son bitch whistling just before it hits your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
this was back in the day where you had to take your pants down, but the board made the ruling that the underwear had to stay on. Yeah, how provincial.
no.
And he'd make you drop trowel, and he'd make you grab onto the back of a chair and look out the window of his office. Now, of course, his office was like 2 stories, and so it's not like you were giving a peep show to the other kids walking by going to class. And he'd have you grab onto the chair back, and he'd say, "Okay, now don't say a word. Now I want you to pick a car out there and stare at it. I just want you to stare straight ahead, stare at the car." And me, like a dumbass, went, "Well, which car?" And he's like, "That's an extra whack."
What the fuck? I'll be like,
early
fuck you,
80s.
asshole.
And then if he didn't think that he got enough wax in or made his point, after he got because usually you get like 2 whacks for fighting, right? So if he didn't think that was the appropriate amount, he would do things like, okay, before he starts, he'll go, so what color car are you looking at? A blue one? Oh, that's another whack. And when you hear that thing whistle coming towards your ass, hey, I would say there was one time where, yeah, there might have been a little ductal squirting going on. Cried just a little bit.
What? Oh. Thinking of another duck, I guess.
I thought you were going to say like you like one time you accidentally shit yourself in the principal's office or something.
Maybe a hot teacher does it.
That's kind of what it's sounding. I'm like, what the fuck's going on now?
Yeah.
Are we watching movies now or what?
Where's this story going? The asshole me was immediately thinking like,
why are the pants still down? What?
The asshole me was sure thinking like, well, okay, so if I keep asking questions, I'll keep getting more wax. Yes. How many whacks until I can call the police?
Well.
Now, 0. You could just do that.
Okay, well, let me ask this.
Some random teacher touched you
Have
too
any
much.
of you guys ever
They will find that
been
teacher.
had corporal punishment in school?
No.
We had a teacher when I was in 1st grade that liked to hit kids in the knuckles. But
was it a Catholic
I
school?
wasn't one of those kids. She hit people with a ruler. No, she used to be a Catholic teacher, though.
My brother was he had that. It was one of like the only schools in the whole province that still did it. And so he went to that one, but we didn't know that was the thing. So and it was like you get like a belt lash to the wrist or something like that. My mom, who was of course a social worker and all that, deeply appalled by it. And she immediately ran out of work and went to the school and took my brother out of the school and immediately enrolled him somewhere else. Because she was not happy about that. She's one of those don't you dare. She views it as abuse. Mm-hmm. And if it's also, I mean, she grew up in a time where like, you get the whack in the bum, that kind of stuff. She considers that sexual abuse, and so yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, all right, the wacky on like the spanky on the bum, right? All right. Well, I think like some people are of the mind of thought that should be done between the parents. If it's anyone else doing it, it could be sexual. Why would you let someone else do it? And so other schools probably thought, yeah, that's a potential lawsuit.
Well, I can definitely say that
kids
that in the school structure, they had their sadists well in place. to do the whacking because there was only like 4 or 5 that would actually paddle kids. Although I don't ever remember any females getting paddled.
That was probably a why. I mean, you can get away with that with boys. You probably couldn't get away with it with girls. Because let's be honest here, the ones who do the discipline would be male principals. So I don't think they would have many female principals. Teachers maybe, but the ones doing the discipline would probably be the male. Probably someone would view it as sexual. And then probably other stuff happened with boys as well. So
No, they cut
and now
that
they don't
shit.
even do it at all.
By the time that I hit high school, there was no corporal punishment,
Mhm.
which
There was still pedaling in my time.
Well, some of the more I don't know where you went to school, but I do know that some of the more rural, like town folks and whatnot, they didn't change it for a long time. I think they
Well, I
were
was
still.
in a city, but it's Texas, But in Texas, a little
well,
kid can
dude,
still go to
in
the
my
death
first
penalty
year
for
of college,
breaking the law.
I could smoke in half of my classrooms. Yeah.
Fuck, really?
Well, no, they had like
My
little
mom
high
could do that when
school
she was in high school.
setups. Yeah.
Smoking areas. Mm-hmm. Well, they get teachers that let them do it.
Dude, I went down
just
in a
class.
competition at a place called Bullitt Central High School, and it was in Kentucky. And we were there for a speech tournament, and it's just like, hey man, we got kind of a break here. The lunch is going on. Where can I sneak out and smoke a cigarette? And my buddy's like, I don't know, man. I know where the back door is. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we go through the back door, and it goes into a playground. I have never seen so many goddamn cigarette butts on the grounds of a high school ever. So it's just like, fuck, we're home.
Yeah, that was a bit of a cultural shock for me as well. I grew up in a lot of like small towns, villages, that kind of stuff. And so when I finally moved into a city for my high school years, shit, everyone was smoking. You couldn't get away with it, or couldn't get away from it. It was just everywhere.
Oh, by the way, good morning to Jay the Magic Robot.
Good morning. I'm gonna take off, guys. It's a bit late. It's ready for
Me too.
Well,
I'm
gentlemen,
fucking exhausted.
please feel free and do your shilling.
have a good stream, guys.
Yeah, take care.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Gaming show on Thursdays over at the Trippy Cast. I'll get my link. I'll put the link in the thing in a second. Gaming.
Okay.
Chill your show, but chill your show again. And your show on your channel. Yep. Do all that stuff.
I don't know what you just said.
Chill the shit. Chill your shit. Chill your shit. Gaming.
Where am I? I'm gaming and yelling. I make content, like crappy content, but like people like to come and
Voyeurism.
watch for some stupid reason because they're like dumb or something. So if you're dumb and something, come watch my content. I got a Twitter, Discord, and YouTube channel, so it's cool. Said no one ever. And Ace sometimes shows up and sexually harasses me. I mean, it's almost all the time. But how could I stop him? I mean, he's pretty adorable.
Oh yeah, sure.
But that's me. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, gaming. Bye, Pickle. Bye, Drippy. There, it's a delayed reaction. And yeah, here, I'll do the same thing because it's pretty chill at this point. I think people are going to have early mornings, especially in the U.S., because of Memorial Day. But here, if they're, yeah,
Was it a holiday tomorrow?
yeah,
Oh,
they're
I didn't
not
know that. Okay,
delivering my damn
cool.
mail, so yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, it's an American thing. Okay, I was like, damn it, is it a day off
Yeah,
tomorrow?
most everybody else around the world
Not
is
here in
celebrating.
Canada.
We got a work day. Damn
Yeah,
lazy
we gotta
Americans.
work. Better take a day off.
So yeah, guys, I'm just gonna drop the Google Hangout link. There's only like 10 people watching. If there's anybody who wants to try their magic might, then feel free and jump on into the Hangout. Oh wait, yeah, there you go. There's the link. Now I'm hope.
So I guess you'll be.
Well,
I guess
I
you'll be
was
winding down
hoping
pretty soon.
that
Eh?
there would be a run-in by an incredibly fucked up Kadun. No, no.
Oh,
I
she's not. She's
I
probably
would
sleeping like a
I
normal
would
person.
produce some of the DMs. Here, wait. I will read you one DM. Okay, let's see here. Somebody's offering me. Yeah. Now looking at Ace's pictures, he got rashed up like some bitch. A couple of bones that don't look like they're connected. Yeah.
That was a
Broke his
motorcycle accident.
collarbone and used his face to slow him down. Yeah. And it's funny as hell too because I had issues with it. This is back in the time when anybody who was on a bike was like, fuck you, helmet laws, blah blah blah, and the way the Ohio legislation put it together, they said you must wear a helmet. That was it. A helmet must be worn at all times. So my buddies and the boys in the MC, they would strap it to their thigh. It is legal, so they had to go back through and spend, another $15,000-$20,000 and another vote to say it must be worn on the head. And guess where those helmets ended up? Yep, they look like cod pieces going down the road. So, yeah, fuck with bikers, and
Smart
yeah,
asses.
you'll either get a middle finger and they'll walk away, or I think bikers were the inspirations for now these techno trolls, because good God, could a biker troll the fuck out of people?
Yeah, probably. I would not be surprised. Thinking about bikers and their attitudes in life.
Wow. Okay, I danced this guy. Oh, this guy's
What?
trying to get me to believe that he's going to give me money.
Who?
Sugar Dad Nathan 1. I can almost guarantee it is.
It sounds fake.
It doesn't stop me from messing him.
Hey, Jay the Magic Robot, I see you in the chat there. Yeah, Hangouts probably won't be a thing. Everyone will probably switch over to
Wait a minute.
Discord
Why
one of
won't
these
the link
days.
work
So
for him?
that'll be the way of life. It's probably because he's on his phone, and phones suck when it
Jay,
comes
do
to
you have
operating on Hangouts.
Do you have it on Discord? Do you have Discord on your phone? I should say. Because sometimes if I
Right.
send the link through Discord, it does come through. I don't know what type of devil vagina magic this is, but it can help. I don't know if I ever sent him one through here. Yeah.
Send him a link?
Through a Discord.
Well, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if he's on Discord. It's been a long time since I've talked to Jay.
Yeah, neither do I. I have no idea. The link won't work for you. Yeah, it worked for me.
That's okay. I think we're. Hold on a second. What we got here? We got 9 people here. So
Wait a minute.
watching
I have to ask.
in the chat.
Jay, are you using an
If
Apple
they're even
product?
still awake. I don't think
Because
so.
that definitely can explain the issue.
All right. Well, he says he does have Discord, but he's forgotten his password. They should have an option to email you that reset your password.
Yeah, if that version isn't working, mine's like Doc Griffin 8207. I think it's. Yeah, that's me on their Discord. Yeah, don't know why Android would.
Yeah, he's
would
on
mess
Android.
with you.
Yeah, I thought so. Personally, I think Google and YouTube are messing around with things because a lot of Hangouts I go to nowadays, like the big issue is when someone new joins in there, I can't hear them. Like Green Thunder here.
Green Thunder, were you talking?
If he's talking, I can't hear a word he's saying.
Okay.
No, I just got here.
Yeah, could you hear him?
Oh, did you hear that? Nope. All right, hold on.
It could be sometimes the link fucks up when you put it into the YouTube chat. It's stupid, but it's something.
Okay,
that
Jay,
they
that's
do
cool.
sometimes.
When you get back to the Discord,
Ahoy.
just tell me. Oh. I should have done some recording tonight, but there was just the slim chance that we would see a very messed up cadentry.
Could be.
And now he's asking, do you have credit card bills? This sugar dad Nathan.
Who?
He wants to help me with my bills.
Where are you? Oh no!
Oh, dude, I'm
Sounds
gonna
too good
play
to be
this down the
true. I think
line.
he's either a troll
I have
or
fun with stuff like this.
scammers.
I used to have yeah,
Oh, okay.
you know, and if he's doing it to me and I'm
Might as well
getting
waste his
enjoyment
time.
out of it, then he's not bugging the piss out of somebody who potentially could definitely be vulnerable.
I
Yeah,
mean, he could still be doing that.
I'm just
Unless that's Gadun being an absolute bitch. Is she
To create a
that
fake
kind of
account and go
vindictive?
after somebody that way, I can't say so. She'd rather grab a bottle of tequila and then knuckle up 4 shots later. So he said, "Will $2,000 help out?" And I said, "Yes, 2,000 would be very helpful." And now he said, "Do you have credit card bills?" And I said, "Mostly medical bills."
He's very insistent on credit card bills, eh? That's strange. But then again, I think someone coming out of the
And,
blue and doing that is just
I will never
strange.
I will never prevent anybody the opportunity to give free money and try to get one over on me. It's got to be one or the other. But yeah, I'm the
Fair
type of
enough.
OCD that I want to see how it follows to the end.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, I think I burnt all my topics that I had in mind tonight. I was talking
Okay,
about
well, I
how
got here
bad
late, so I don't know
Aladdin
what you
was.
were all talking about. So,
Have you?
oh yeah,
So,
man, I think
I have
well,
been
I mean,
avoiding
if you
that.
can get it free streaming,
you
even
and
if it's a
everyone
cam
else, by the
version,
sounds of things.
it's better than that feeling as you're walking out of the theater going, God damn, I could have got a bottle of whiskey for how much I spent on these tickets.
Yeah, how much you want, but it's going to
Well,
hurt the box
depends on
office
how they
for
did the
The
Lion
Lion
King.
King.
I mean, okay, Jungle Book was okay. The CG was kind of hit or miss, but the CG here was pretty bad, and they spent almost $200 million on the damn thing. And they cut classic songs, and they added classic song or added songs that I guess they want to become classics. And good God, it's just. And Will Smith does not have a very good vocal range. He did not break into a rap one single time, but you could tell, like if you're watching a band and this is a band that you own their record. You wait for that lead singer to hit that kick-ass high or falsetto tone. Punctuation, emphasis, emphasizing, the crescendo of the piece. Well, I can say unfortunately that Will took the low road every single time.
Yeah, I mean, One of the most memorable musical moments in the animated movie was the whole Prince Ali song
Yeah,
as he's
Agrabah.
going through the streets of Agrabah. Yeah, Agrabah. And I mean, it's a great little moment. It's got little parade moments and everything. It's one of the most energetic and fun songs in the whole movie. I remember I watched that musical number, and it was so bland. It was so boring. It was so bad. I was just like, you guys are. This is Disney. Who greenlit this movie? Anyone could have seen
Well,
that scene and went, "Yeah, you're not.
and can
This
I
movie is
ask
not
if they
fit
hired
to
the
run."
mentally handicapped to do the dancing?
I think what they did.
I'm going to say no.
Oh, it was.
I'm going to say no because they
Oh,
never
go
sent me a
ahead.
letter.
Um, I think what ended up happening is that because I don't know for certain because I haven't looked into it. They haven't been very vocal about this, but I think what they did is they got directors of the right ethnicity and people in charge of the right ethnicity. So that was a very much a in the spirit of the whole cultural aspect of things. Um, Mostly because like we look at a lot of these actors and a lot of these people, none of them, I don't recognize any of them. Will Smith is the only recognizable character, and I think that's done on purpose. I think that the people that they got to run and produce this movie are of the right ethnicity, and I don't think they have the experience to do a big budget movie. Like, I don't like the Beauty and the Beast live action movie,
It,
but that was a
to
more
me, the
competent
Beauty and the
movie
Beast live
than this
action was a
travesty.
horror show.
Yes, well, it's not perfect. It's not good.
Uh,
I do think
yeah,
it's
because
better
I'll
though
be
if I
honest
had to
with
compare
you
the
know,
two.
you could almost see in Will Smith's eyes, um, you know, bringing in some tropes or dropping a meme or two, wanting to do it, and his improv was uh, padded with Disney armor because uh, I've heard Will Smith use actual curse words. Well, he didn't do it for this movie, and I mean he didn't have anything fun or catchy. I mean, they were pretty much sticking to the script, except for they're like, well, we don't need this and we don't need this. Uh,
I well, some of it could have been. I suspect that Will Smith was also not happy with this movie. I think he probably didn't like the way of it and all that kind of stuff. But I think it was a he was sort of negotiated into doing it by his manager or whoever else was in there. So I think it was like an obligation piece, really. I think he was sort of phoning it in, just from what I could see,
oh,
because
he
I
actually
don't think he'd
tried,
ever want to do this movie.
very much so. He tried to make it more dramatic, the things that he was doing, and it just kept falling flatter and flatter.
Mhm. Well, everyone knows him as more of the funny guy, the action kind of guy. And I don't know, the CG, everything else is just not great.
Well, currently, right
How
now,
much money do you think this is going to cost them
the
in the
marketing
long run?
figures were not given for advertising this flick, but it costs $183 million, and the box office has already hit 207 million.
Okay, so they still did good. But that's not including the marketing and
Yeah,
anything else that
anytime
they
they
were
announce a
making. So
budget,
we'll
let's
see.
just say a $200 million budget, they have a calculation down as far as, well, How much marketing are we going to use? What are we going to spend? How are we going to give the press their little EPKs with the goodies in it so you can kind of try and sway them? Even if the movie is shit, they got all these free gifts, so they can't write really bad about them because they got free stuff.
Yeah, I was having on an earlier stream. I was talking about Disney and their current state, and I'm thoroughly of the
How
opinion
so?
that Disney is going to be in big trouble in the next 5 years. Financial. Well, they're taking a lot of risks and they're spending a lot of money, and they're really not seeing much in the way of return on their investment. Like I think how much was it? It was like, was it 6 or 7 billion they spent on Star Wars alone, and they were estimating to have already made their money back. Well, as it is, they still haven't even made half their money back from these Star Wars movies, and the marketing from the toys and everything else. They
Mm-hmm.
are not good. I mean, there's my local dollar store is selling Star Wars toys
It
right
tells
now,
us that they
and
made
they
too
still
many
can't sell
Rose
them.
Ticas.
So what does that tell you? There's that, but I mean, everything else, like, I even found a Darth Vader toys. I'm like, this is Darth fucking Vader. If you
Yeah,
can't even sell a Darth Vader
it's got
toy,
to
how
be
much
one of
damage
those
have you
things.
actually done?
They can't do like how they did with Spider-Man and wait like 2 years and reboot. They're gonna have to act like they're at ground zero for the towers going down because it took a long while for that molten metal to fucking cool.
Well, I mean, they needed to understand that Star Wars is a very different beast than the Marvel Universe. Like, the Star Wars movies, there was like 3 years between them, maybe even longer during development times. They gave people enough time to settle and think about it and take it in. But the way things have been going, they were trying to do the Marvel route. They want 2 or 3 movies a year. It doesn't work that way with Star Wars. So, and I think part of the reason why they dished out as many movies as they did is because they want to see a return on investment. Because otherwise, it doesn't look good for your numbers. Because then you can just say you spent all this money and you're not making your money back. Investors might pull out because they think, well, you're making some bad choices.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as it is, the investors are probably already pulling out because just look at what's happened. And even more so, considering that if you invest in Disney, their other big income is their theme parks. And the Star Wars section of Disneyland and all that stuff hasn't been doing very well. Star Wars Celebration, I think, had like record lows. So, I mean, that's also not a good sign. So, and not to mention, there's the wishy-washy approach they had with their announcements. Like, they announced that after this next Star Wars movie, they're going to take a break for a good couple of years and maybe return later on with a new trilogy or something. And then they immediately announced, like, a week later, oh, we have 3 new movies in the works. Like,
Well,
are you
people
taking a
talk
break
a
or are
lot
you not?
about
Like, what's
superhero
the deal here?
fatigue.
I don't
And
know.
it's like, it's not necessarily superhero fatigue because there is one company out there doing it right. So, and they just closed the main chapter.
Well, if superhero fatigue was a thing, we would have seen at least some kind of results of that. But every time they say that, the next movie always does well. It wasn't until fairly recently that movies have not been doing all that well, particularly Captain Marvel. Most movies, they did okay. They did serviceably. They did well. And then overseas, they also did well. So,
No, but
yeah, fatigue wasn't really a thing
well,
I would say.
then I would definitively say that
Um,
there's Star
I would
Wars
definitely say that with
fatigue,
Transformers, though.
and
But
it's agged on just by the fact that the movies aren't that good.
Probably, yeah. Well, and management has not been very good. Kathleen Kennedy's approach and a lot of the directors have not been doing very. Like J.J. Abrams, the only one doing it correctly in the sense that he made his movie. There was some controversy, like not controversies, but complaints, let's say. And but he didn't, say you were sexist or racist or any of that other kind of stuff. He just sort of nodded his head and walked away. Did his own thing, which is the way you're supposed to do things. Ryan Johnson comes out there and he's just bitching
you get people
and
like
whining
Kathleen
left, right, and
Kennedy
center.
who go to conventions wearing shirts that says the Force is female. Yeah, hey, let's try to cause a rift in the fandom,
well.
and not between other fans, but between the people who are making these movies. Good job.
Yeah, that's not good. And people are kind of meh over this next Star Wars movie.
Well,
Meh.
a lot of people say, Kathleen Kennedy's at fault. Well, truthfully, I think Bob Iger's at fault because he keeps letting all this bullshit happen with his company, and especially with the Star Wars IP. Look at the Battlefront shit. He is still confident that EA can churn out fucking a good Star Wars game. Bullshit.
I agree on that one. My thing on that, I think it's partially because they're getting, hounded by investors who want to see a return on investment, and so they egg them on and say you have to make as much money as possible. Well, Star Wars isn't really one of those things. Yes, Star Wars is a brand that always makes money, but clearly there is a wrong way to make money with this kind of IP.
Well,
And
yeah,
I think
mean, the
the
Star Wars
multiple movie thing
formula
was not a
worked
good idea.
just because of the fact that, they were treating them like old comic book crossovers. Like, hey, establish, connect. And by the way, good morning, Bubonic.
Yeah.
5x5.
Good morning. How am I coming in? All right. Sweet. Just have a history of
All right.
See,
Yeah.
and you chased away
generation.
I'll
Samaj.
be right back.
You're a rebel, Bubonic.
A little bit.
I'm just eating hard candy.
Once or twice.
Yeah, Samaj has to dip and then come back anytime somebody joins so he can hear him. Just another.
What is with Hangouts and having people do that?
Right now, whenever someone new comes in there, I can't hear them, and that's a problem with Hangouts. So I have to log out and then log back in.
I'm notoriously
Maybe do it multiple times to make sure I can actually hear you.
Yeah,
Well,
notoriously
I actually
problematic
tried
with
to
Hangouts.
pull
Use the liberal saying.
to do the show regularly. Pulled it up through YouTube, and YouTube multiplied the link. It wasn't just like the one basic link that they give you. It was like 16 redirects, and that made shit crash and burn.
Oh damn!
I don't want Aladdin on my screen anymore.
Oh damn! Aladdin?
Nobody wants Aladdin right now.
I'm not watching.
I think they
that
would
thing
make a
crash.
lot more money if they just re-released the animated one to theaters.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of weird Hollywood joke we can blame this all on?
Me too.
I have no problem saying that. Yeah, if you're following the formula and you're getting results, that's going to be good for a while. But there's a wrestling term called hot shotting, where they do as much as they can, and high action, high impact, blah blah blah. They will hot shot and run as many storylines and ideas as they can to parallel it easier. What they would do is they would run and run and run like in one certain town and just burn it out. They would hot shot run shows all the time, and considerably kind of having a high impact. I think that's honestly what they were doing with Star Wars. They were hot shotting. Marvel did it a little bit better. It took them what 10 years to finish a storyline, and it wasn't scorched earth policy.
Right. Was that what you call the Game of Thrones?
I haven't watched a single episode of Game of Thrones.
The script or the storyline, and the end for that.
Yeah, Bubonic.
I haven't. Has someone been talking? Because I didn't hear a bloody thing.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try this again.
Yeah, I actually the first season came out. Whenever it came out or something, I walked into the living room. My girlfriend's watching it. I see this. There's some guy laying on the bed, and some very effeminate-looking hand comes up with a ruffled sleeve on, starts stroking his chest, and it turns out to be another dude. And I was like, "Nope," and turned around and walked out.
By the way,
that's
good
all
morning
Game
and
of Thrones
welcome
I've
to
seen.
the
It's floppy penis.
chat. W.R. Ralston. No problem, Jay. We'll get you on here. Sooner or later, it'll happen. And hopefully with my mystical, magical, malevolent, and mashed out of her brain. Huh? No, she was already completely liquored up. She was doing the Ren Fair thing.
You don't
and
say.
After that shit closes down, it's party time. So
yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine after dealing with those fucking weeds all fucking day long. You'd need it.
Okay, well, here's one
We've
of
got
the
one of those pretty close to here.
one of
I've
the
never
DMs
been
I
to
got.
it, though.
I am fucked up. I can't feel things. It's so good, and I'm sibging. Yeah, and she said, I'm going to do meow drugs, adding a drink. I don't know what meow drugs are, but I'm curious.
Yeah. Never heard of these meow drugs. That's
I'm pretty sure.
Like
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's just drunken.
Well, see,
spelling.
since I am the elder
Probably
statesman
even
of
combined
it,
with autocorrect.
I would certainly like her to explain that the next time she comes on the show.
Yeah, you need to.
Can I have a little transparency on the
context
on the new style?
Will be no
you
context.
Kids with your Dan Fogelberg and your Zima and your hula hoops.
Zima. Oh my god.
Yeah, Zima's around here still.
Do they still make that shit? Like, can you get that where you're at?
It's just.
Oh man.
You can help me.
What do you need?
God, those babies are everywhere, under the base, everywhere in the base, and now they're running around.
Oh, I gotta mute myself here. Hold on.
I don't know what kind of babies are.
Sound like an Australian.
No, that was a German.
Yeah,
in
but
a separate conversation.
what kind
elsewhere.
of
that I was.
babies are running around all over the place?
Okay. Please tell me it's baby kangaroos.
No, I'm playing Ark and we're doing breeding. And if someone dies, the
okay.
babies are all scattered and go all over the
It's
place.
not
so
an
I'm assuming
IRL
that's what
thing, then.
happened. Is that the deal, Coma? No. I don't really have babies like scattered all around everywhere.
Okay. Well, at least that would have been creepy if you did.
Yeah. No, that's not my style of creeper. Here, let me mute this while I sort this out with her.
Yeah, you do that. So I was gonna say earlier about the whole Disney going tits up thing. They're spending a lot of money, and they're not really seeing much in the way of investment back. Like they spent money on Star Wars, haven't really made their money back from that. The only thing that really made money for them was the Marvel purchase. And as for the Fox purchase, well, they haven't even started using any of their assets yet, so that hasn't made any money for them yet. And then there's the setting up for the Disney streaming service. So right now, they're gambling that they're going to make money, and it's highly likely they're not going to make a cent. Not to mention they've already spent wicked amounts of money, and we don't even know how much on their original stuff, like the Marvel TV series
they
they're
used
working
in
on.
Black Panther got fucking cheesy quick.
Yeah, it was not very good. You can tell that there's some budget cuts that had to be made.
Yeah, it was not very good. You can tell that there was
just like
some
the
budget
white man
cuts
treating the black
that had to be
man
made.
like he ain't nothing but a slave.
Well, I think like whenever you see CGI go down in quality like that.
Well, I think like whenever you see CGI go down in quality like that, I think it's done for a reason, and I think it's because they were perfectly aware that Black Panther was not going to do well in China. China is where they get all their money. So what's left is what you get what you get when they make chances like that. Like virtually all the reviews in China for Black Panther have all been negative. It's pretty universally hated. So it's not over here though. Everyone loves it over here. It made good money here, not enough to cover a lot of their expenses. So technically, you could say Black Panther's a bit of a loss, but not much. They still made their money back, and they probably broke even on that. But not a good time.
Well, they sure didn't like Captain Marvel either, though.
No, they didn't, and that's the other reason why. Like everyone keeps saying that it made $1 billion, but remember, it made $1 billion total. That's including everything from merchandise to comic books.
One issue with that too is that looking at it from an investment point of view, to break even is fail.
Yeah, I would say that too.
And that's something that, because I followed like the Disney investment, how that angle is, and that's been a very big concern as far as that the whole Star Wars investment is that they are not getting, as far as investments go, they're not getting the returns they need.
Right.
To make it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why I think like they're gambling on this streaming service, and I think it's going to fail. And the reason why I think that is because there's too many streaming services out there, and there's a whole whack of new ones that haven't come out yet. Like Apple's trying to get a streaming service set up. Warner Brothers has theirs. Disney also spent a fair amount of money to buy Hulu, so they have Hulu now. And a lot of the theme parks aren't doing all that well. So, yeah, it sounds like it's not going to be good. And if the streaming service fails, I think, yeah. So most people who buy this stuff, like, we're all used to paying one bill, the Netflix bill.
Yeah.
And then you had a bunch of these other companies pop up there, and we pay some of them as well. Because we can tolerate it. It's not all that much. Like, I think the average price that the household might spend on streaming is between $30 to $50. That's not entirely unreasonable. But if all these other ones pop out there, and you want all theirs, like Amazon and all that other kind of stuff, it can range anywhere from over $100 to $150.
They're fighting a completely
but
different
do you really
war
want
now.
to pay that?
It's not a war I think they're gonna win. And besides that, they've already. I mean, some people have
You
already.
know, it's not a war I think they're going to win. And besides that, they've already. I mean, some people have already noticed. I think even hearing about this with Netflix, is that they're actually losing people, and the reason why they're losing people is because some people want to look for alternatives, and then they end up going to these like illegal streaming sites.
Well,
you go on there, you can
well,
watch,
the one
you can
that
either download
that we
or stream
joined
stuff off these
was
websites.
one
instead of
called
paying the
Shudder.
fee.
Well, it's best not to mention Google Hangout.
Why? Why?
Well, it's best not to mention what they are on Google Hangouts. I'm just saying it's best to be vague because you don't know what can get you taken down.
No. This is
stuff. So let's
this
just say
is a legit
streaming
pay
sites
service,
are out there.
like Netflix,
I will say though,
Hulu. And it's focused on all horror content.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that. I thought you were just saying some other site that's like,
oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't know that.
No, but
I thought you were just saying some other site.
Shudder's like $5 a month.
Shut up.
And they've always got new content coming on, and most all of it's horror. Because hence, yeah.
Yeah, and there's another one that came up recently that people.
But that's another streaming service, isn't it? Yeah, and there's another one that came up recently that people are starting to advertise for documentaries. So that, I mean, it's got a documentary. Like, you gotta be selective about what you're gonna pay for. And a lot of people are like, have already started going to other sites, like streaming sites. And when you realize I can go here instead of actually paying for it, why would you pay for it? With that said, though, I think there's a very good strategic reason why the Disney streaming service comes out in November. Because in November is the same time that Article 13 comes out there.
Yeah.
And Article 13 is so vague in their copyright enforcement laws that who knows how it's going to get applied. It can be applied on almost anything. And I don't know where these illegal streaming sites operate.
By the way,
they
I just
very
want to
well
say
operate
good
in the UK,
morning
which
to
predominantly
Minty
this law,
Yagami
this
in
bill
the chat.
affects. And good morning.
Good morning.
So yeah, So I'm just saying, conspiracy theory, tinfoil hats on here. Things are going to get scary pretty fast.
I remember a website called Crackle, and they did original content. This was, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, before all these other sidebars started coming in, and they had a zombie series with that hater guy from Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah. Wait a minute.
The hater guy.
Who played Napoleon Dynamite? Wasn't it John Hader?
I'll just take your word for it.
Who was on that movie? Like, he did everything.
The person who was on that movie that was a hater, hated everything.
No, he wasn't around strangling hookers or anything.
Right.
But yeah, or heater. But yeah, they did a.
I think that would make the movie a lot more interesting.
10 or 12 issue series called "Woke Up Dead."
Relevant.
And it was about a guy who he woke up one morning and he was a zombie. Kind of interesting plot, but that was one of the first ones that I remember where they had like full series content. That was, not like a platform from Hollywood.
Was he zombie or undead? Did he have his brain still have intelligence?
Yes, he still had intelligence.
Was he zombie or undead? Did he have his brain still have intelligence?
It's called.
I don't know the difference between them. I guess I've never thought. What are you if you're dead?
Yeah, I don't know the difference between them. I guess I never thought of that far into it. So what are you if you're dead or undead?
Well, here's the thing. It's
is there like a term
all
for that?
Dependent on
is that just
what
plain old
world
undead?
that you're peeping into watching this television series or movie. Each of them have their own different rules, even though kind of the establishment of Romero's rules that people have been kind of floating on those for a while, but I forget what the name of the one movie was, but when people would die, they would come back to life. They have their full intellect, but they were dead, and they tried to make it kind of like a parallel of, well, we don't want any of them dead people working for us. That kind of shit. They didn't crave brains and chase people down. And in the movie, also, one of the lead stars, who was a skank, masturbated with a 9mm.
What? Oh, that just sounds.
Yeah.
What? What?
Oh, that just sounds kinky.
Well, would
Or
you
maybe
mind
I'm
doing
just
a
a
little shilling?
degenerate. One or the other. But I have to go to bed because it's like 3 a.m. So. Sure. I have something ready for this. Just for that. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, remember to hit the like and subscribe button to Doc.
Me too.
What's your name again? Doc? Let's call you Doc. Doc Griffin. Sorry, I'm very tired. And if you want, you want to support my friend, head on over to Jagged Political Apparel, where I designed this little T-shirt here. Fuck meth. Be a
Thanks
good
for
little thing.
stopping
Help them
by,
out.
Samaj.
Limited time offer.
And
Was being good
gentlemen,
for now. Take care, guys.
I took my Ambien about 45 minutes ago, so I'm the king of Loopy Land. We have found a
It's that time.
it was a quick but mighty battle, and Turish is no longer the intergender champion of the IRS. That would now be Golf City Outlaw. So congratulations. And since he has, matter of fact, he's in the Hall of Immortals.
He's been a champ before, hasn't he?
Yeah, because here's the magic graph. If you're anybody who's looking at the watch page, that is the magic graph. Yeah. So yes, we have 3 in the Hall of the Immortals. The 9s down next to their name, those are how many shows that they survived. So there you go. We start the counting anew again.
One whole show, man.
Yeah,
and the
show,
man,
is essentially pretty damn easy. For every $1 donated, it takes away 200 points. I believe my math is still correct on that.
Yeah, but if there's math involved, there's half your audience.
Yeah, but if there's math involved, then there's half your audience right there.
Let's see.
Not that they can't do math.
That'll go in.
This is just not where they. That's not what
5.
they come here for.
So, wait. Okay. Every dollar is 200 points. So if we divide the 5,100 that's up there right now, that's math, and I'm failing at it. But yeah, for every $1 that's donated, it knocks off 200 HP. So there's your formula. So whatever that formula works on 5,100, that would be the amount that would be spent to take down the new champion. Yeah, I hope I never have to fucking math again.
Boom.
Good God. Wait, how do I... Gulf City, I
And
don't
no,
know
I was
how
graduating
you
high
do
school, so we don't
a
have
custom
math
stream
anymore.
boss unless you put your own picture in there. Does anybody actually know how the stream boss avatars work? I thought if you signed up for an account and you put in your avatar, that when you actually do a dono, it pops the avatar that you loaded, that you loaded in the Streamlabs. I think that's how it works. That's
You know what? I paid so little Streamlabs, like even having Streamlabs and Patreon was like. Yeah, you know what? I've paid so little attention to my Streamlabs. Like me even having Streamlabs and a Patreon was like more of a joke than anything else.
Same here.
So I think I've made. I've had 3 donors, and I've made $17 in my
Dude,
18
I
months
have
of
been
broadcasting. And, I don't know. I think I've made $1 an episode.
Dude, I have been crushing
10
it
cents
over
an
there
episode is what I've come down to.
at T
Now I
Public.
know I'm a real
The
YouTuber now.
the Medicare shirts, they're just rolling in. I make like $4 a month off of it.
It's so awesome that he gets no shit about that too. It's so awesome that he like gives no shit about that too.
I mean,
that he's just.
I wasn't gonna go behind his back and ask, but we did one night where I searched for fucking Medicare shirts, and holy shit, are there some people cranking out complete and total crap? And
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, your little stunt you pulled at
about the Knoxville fight.
At the where was that? Was it were you dressed up as Medicare and was handing out those cards?
I had a good time with it.
Yeah, that was great, man.
Everybody knew I was playing the gimmick, and I even warned it like a week in advance. You know, hey, I'm gonna go down there as Mr. Medicare. They're like, no, you're not. Although I do have the two, embroidered Medicare hats that I made. And yeah, I feel so bad because one's supposed to go out to church, the other one's supposed to go out to fuckwad. I haven't been to the post office since then. I feel like a lazy fucking bum. But a promise is a promise. One's got to go to Canada, so I'm sure I'll be paying a toll on that one.
Oh yeah, it's international.
And then the other one's Eastern Seaboard, so that one's going to be quick, right, and proper.
Yeah,
I got everything
international.
Boxed up. I even threw a couple of goodies in there for both of them. So I hope they appreciate and love me. Yeah, I think I am going to start rolling the ads.
All right, so you gonna kick us on out of here?
Let me get over here. And by the way, I'm still running that damn social rec ad. You know, yeah, maybe one of these days. Yeah, I threw him a line, but I didn't get any response back.
Months.
Let's see here. Here are the ads for others. So let's go ahead and start. We did left to right last time. Let's do right to left this time. Green Thunder to Mighty.
Who's that, mate?
I do a live stream every Wednesday at 7:30.
I do a live stream every Wednesday at 7:30.
All right, good.
There's the link in chat.
And what is your streams about?
Oh, just news, porn, and whatever tickles our fancy.
News, porn.
Oh, just news, porn, and whatever tickles our fancy.
News, porn, and whatever. That's pretty good.
News, comma, porn. Yeah. There's some weird
There-
stuff on the internet, and I like talking about
There's
it.
nothing to argue with that statement.
Yeah.
And Pickle?
I am the Full Metal Pickle. You can find me over at the Full Metal Pickle channel, where I bullshit about music every Tuesday on That Sounding Board Show. I've also been doing, well, when I get around to it, because I'm a lazy fuck, music reactions.
Because he
and
is your Lord and
sometimes album
Savior.
reviews. Check me out.
Bubonic?
Freddy Finger.
Trying to get back into the swing of doing the morning word. My morning show usually do it during
I've been bringing back the. I'm trying to get back into the swing of doing the morning word. My morning show I usually do it during the weekdays. I've been trying to do an evening show too every once in a while. Get my shit together.
Plug.
Let me go ahead and plug my channel down in there. There you go. And yeah. Start about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. If I'm on, I never broadcast ahead of time that I am. It's just been really random. Once I get in the swing of shit,
I
then
catch
it's
it
back
every
to every
so
day,
often.
So hopefully this week we'll get that started. Might take. Yeah, I've been taking a break. Like I've been slowly making my way back on the
I
broadcasting and
guess
the
now
YouTube and everything.
that
So.
leaves this up to me. I would like to thank everybody who appeared in our, I almost said Discord, Jesus Christ, who appeared in the Hangout with us this evening. That includes Gaming and Yelling, the Ace of Skulls, Tribby Boop, Full Metal Pickle, Samaj, Green Thunder Demighty, and of course, Bubonic, for you. And the show is not as much fun if we don't have some great participation from our audience. And you guys are always on fire. You guys are always, when we're rambling and going off topic, you throw another topic out and we'll start talking about it. Because we have no format, no conscience, and no ability to blow negative on a breathalyzer. So got that going for us. So yeah, we appreciate all of you in the chat. If you're looking for no context tweets, I didn't do very many this evening, but I did go ahead and set up kind of a little fun tour, and we'll see whether or not that actually pans out. Until then, I'll just spend time trying to mug on people to figure out what vape flavor I want. Oh, God. So, from my mystical, magical, malevolent, maleficent, maxed out co-host Kadant, and myself, Doc Griffin, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. And yeah, I'm not ashamed to say it. The people on the stream, the people in the chat, they make all this work. So give yourselves a round of applause. And if you would do me one extra favor. Oh, wait a minute. Damn it. Outlaw's around. I almost skipped to it. Okay. I'll do the gimmick. If you're looking to find no context tweets, my Twitter's down there. If you'd like to throw a couple ducats my way, there's a Streamlabs account too. I won't mind. And then, of course, there's the Patreon link. And people who give me money, I don't consider them patrons. I consider them more enablers. And that's because any money that's made through the Patreon goes directly to my booze budget. And so, I gotta get the drink of water before I do this. That works. And if you're looking for the finest in bootleg Medicare merchandise, look no further than Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store. That's right, Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store, now featuring Insomnia Ramble Stream merchandise. So stop on down to Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store and buy something. Damn it. And with that, I'd like to thank all my guests, not just the ones in the chat, but also the ones on the stream. And for my co-host Kadant, who hopefully will be back from Party City. Hopefully back from Party City. It sounds like she likes it there and might stay there for a bit. But anyway, from Kadant and yours truly, Doc Griffin, I would like to thank everyone for coming out this evening. And if you could do me just a little favor, leave the money on the dresser. Thanks. Bye.